Okay, so again, good morning. So nung last meeting, we have discussed and introduced the introduction about sheet metal. Okay, so for today, we will continue our discussions and then we will be having additional inputs with regards to the type of metals we are using in automotive. So for the sake nung kabilang section, we are recording this lesson and then I will be posting the recorded video later on. So also you can review the recorded video for your reference. Okay? So on last time we have discussed what is sheet metal. Ano? Also we study the classification and some types of sheet metal. We also have physical activity wherein you describe the characteristics of known metals or known sheet metals that you know in your environment or community. Commonly, you describe that in terms of physical aspect, chemical aspects, and also you describe the materials based on its characteristics and its applications. So for today, we'll be having an additional inputs about those metals, and then by and by, we can have some sort of clarifications if you have questions. And then yung ating attendance ay mamaya nasa closing. Ano? And then yung hindi ko natawag, mamaya pagka tayo ay nagka-break, so you can raise your hands para ma-notify ko kung sino yung bagong dating. Okay po. So first, let's proceed with the discussion. Ano? Doktor, gamitin mo? May online class ka? Para muna. Okay po. Ang hinugam lang ako ng headset. Nasa na yun? Kung makita yung okay, is my presentation visible? Hello?
Yes po.
Okay.
Yes
Yes,
po.
sir.
Okay, so you can interrupt me anytime if you have clarifications kung walang sounds, nawala yung presentation kasi ako ay nakabukas dun sa tab so hindi ko kayo kita. Ano? Okay pa? Okay, so another additional review. Okay po. So sheet metal and plate metal work has shown significant as a useful trade in engineering work. So commonly ang sheet metal and plate metal works ay may bigger role lalo na sa engineering works. Pero ngayon, ang sabi nga natin, most of the time pag sinabing engineering, ang sunod ng connotation ay technology. Kasi ngayon lagi na magkasama ang engineering at technology. So ibig sabihin, kumbaga, kung ang engineering ay theory, ang technology is skills. Ano? So they are come in pair. So engineering and technology. So it is necessary to understand the construction and working of many hand tools, sheet metal working machine, and basic principle of different operations performed in order to attain proficiency in the trade. So basically, when we work with sheet metal shop work, we should understand the use of several types of tools as well as power tools. Also, we will be studying on how to work with several sheet metal working machine. Kasi if ever we finish our discussions today, so next week pagdadaling ko na kayo ng materials para sa ating laboratory. Ano? Okay po? So however, it should be understand very good knowledge of projective geometry. So when we say projective geometry, so We will be studying also how to create a plans, how to execute plans, and then from those plans you will actualize what is written in the plan, particularly of development of the surface, and at least process involved a careful study and practice of this principle in order to get successful results. So laying out patterns and cutting metal plots to correct sizes and shapes entirely depends upon the same. Okay pa, wait lang parang mali ata ang aking slide. Paano ba yung ang na-slide, ikita ko rin kayo. Window, wala naman din. Wala. Wait lang. Ayun, basta. Okay. Next is the metals used in sheet metal work. So nung last time I also introduced to you yung tawag doon yung metric at saka yung the British and the US system. So, 'di ba yung US ang ginagamit niya ay SWG, and then yung British yung metric. So, a metal plate of thickness less than 4 m is considered a sheet, as we have discussed earlier. So, the size of the sheet is specified by its length, width, and thickness in mm. So, the thickness of sheet is specified by the number called SWG, or the standard wire gauge. So, the commonly used gauge numbers and the equivalent thicknesses in mm are given below. So, as you can see in the picture, yung thickness ay 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 24, 27, and 30. And then, ang equivalent niya, 1.62, 1.42, 1.22, and 0.37. So, ano nga sabi natin nung last meeting? The higher the number, the thicker or the thinner?
Thinner po.
Okay, tama. Very good. Okay, so in SWG, the higher the number, the thinner the plates. Okay pa? Okay, so black iron sheet. So these are the following metals used in sheet metal work. Yung black iron sheet yung una. So when we say black iron sheet, it is the cheapest among all. Ang itsura niya ay bluish black appearance, kaya nga black, and is uncoated sheet. Being uncoated, it corrodes rapidly, so it is prepared by rolling to the desired thickness, then annealed by placing a furnace, and then set aside to cool gradually. So the use of this metal is limited to articles that are to be painted or enameled, such as stovepipes, stacks, pans, etc. So pakita ko lang yung picture ng black iron sheet. Okay. Okay, ito po ang black iron sheet. Kita po ba?
Yes po. Aba.
Palakihin ko lang. 1 mm black iron sheet. Bagay. Okay, ito yun Ito ang picture. Yeah. Okay pa? Iron sheet. Okay, next we have galvanized iron. So, do I need to show the image pa ng galvanized iron? Siguro wag na, no? Sinong hindi pa nakakita ng galvanized iron o GI sheet? Meron pa po ba? Wala na, no? So, let me read na lang. So, commonly, alam na natin yung GI. So, it is a soft steel coated with molten zinc. So, this coating resists rust, improves appearances, improves solderability, and improves water resistance. It is popularly known as GI sheets or the galvanized iron sheets. So, articles such as pan, buckets, furnaces, cabinet are made from GI sheets. Okay po. May tanong sa galvanized iron or the GI? Questions? Wala po.
Wala po.
Okay po. Do I need to show the image? Sige, pakita ko na rin.
Pwede po.
Galvanized iron sheet. Ayan. So, yun yung mga uri ng galvanized iron sheet. Sa Tagalog, ang tawag yero. Okay. Ito yung pinaka-common. Ano, ito. Ay mag-zoom. Okay, yan. Okay po. Nakuha po ang galvanized iron.
Yes po.
Okay.
Sir.
Sige, back tayo. Back. Okay, next. So, after galvanized iron, we have the stainless steel. Okay. Someone is raising his hand. Okay, so mamaya na yung mga late ha. Mamaya ako mag-check ng attendance para sa inyo. Okay, stainless steel. Okay. So, it is an alloy of steel with nickel, chromium, and traces of other metals. So, it has good corrosive resistance. The cost of stainless steel is very high but tougher than GI sheets. So, it is used in kitchenware, food handling equipment, and chemical plants. Okay, sige, buy in buy siguro. Basahin ko na lang muna yung iba. And then, para sabay-sabay natin makita yung image. Ano, isahan. Mamaya ko na ano yung mga image. Sunod, yung copper. Okay. So, ang copper, napakita ko na rin sa inyo nung last meeting, di ba? No? So, yung copper ay reddish-colored metal and extremely malleable and ductile. So, copper sheets have good corrosion resistance as well as good appearances, but costs are high as compared to GI and stainless steel. Because of high thermal conductivity, it is used for the radiator of automobiles, domestic heating appliances, etc. Yung next, yung tinatawag nating aluminum or aluminium ang ibang spelling. So, the aluminum cannot be used in its pure form, but it is used in alloy form. Commonly, additions are copper, silicon, manganese, and iron. So, it has many qualities like high ratio of strength to weight, corrosion-resistant qualities, and is in fabrication and whitish in color. So, it is used in manufacturing of number of products such as refrigerator trays, household appliances, lighting fixtures, window work, construction of airplanes, and in many electrical and transportation industries. Okay, thank you, Javen. Next, we have tin plates. Okay, the tin plates is an iron sheet. Na-discuss ko na rin to last meeting. Ano? with tint to protect it against rust. Common yung applications niya ay sa mga lata, delata, food containers, cans, and pans. Okay? And then lead. So it's a very soft, malleable, low melting point and possesses high resistance to acid corrosion. So it is having low mechanical strength, so it is used to provide lining to the highly corrosive acid tanks, and it is also used in radiation shielding. Okay po? So let us look na ng mga pictures ng mga nabanggit kong sheet metals. Okay, saan tayo natapos? Stainless steel, ano? So I will be showing you the image of stainless steel. Stainless steel. Okay, ito yung stainless steel. Okay. So, halos katulad lang din siya ng black iron sheet. Ang kinaibahan lang niya, silvery. Okay? Ito ang stainless steel. Yan. Embossed stainless steel. Meron ding embossed. Stainless steel plate. Okay pa. Next, we have, after stainless, we have copper. Napakita ko na rin naman sa inyo yung copper nung last time, diba? Yan, ang copper. Ano nga, yung tanso, kumbaga, tinatawag. Okay pa? Okay? Nakuha po ang copper, tsaka stainless steel.
Opo, sir.
Okay,
Opo,
sige.
sir.
Thank you. Mag-response kayo para kung ano ay... Next, we have aluminum. Aluminum. Okay, ito yung aluminum. Okay. Yan, A1. IAL. Okay, aluminum. Okay po. So, yan ang mga aluminum. Okay. Mas silvery siya kaysa stainless. Ano? Ang aluminum. Mas shiny. Ano? Ang aluminum. Okay pa. Nakuha pa ang aluminum.
Opo, sir.
Next, we have tin plates and lead na lang, ano. Tin plates. Yan. Plato pinakita yan, eh. Tin plates, sheet. Yan. Halos ganun din, ano. So, ginagamit sa production ng lata. Yan, paggawa ng cans. Ito. Bright tin plate sheet. Tin plate. Okay po. Next, yung last, lead. Lead sheet. Ibang pinakita. Okay. Sa inyong raw materials na lead. So, ito yung common application. Yan. Bato. Lead metal rod. Ito. Okay. Okay po. Okay pa, so do you have questions on metal types used in sheet metal production?
Ano po?
Okay. So we will now proceed with the next topic, which is the use of different tools. So in this section, we will be studying the different types of tools that we use in sheet metal works. So actually, this hand tools is also somehow we will be discussing on introduction to automotive technology kasi meron sa component natin ng ating course information syllabus ay kasama ang hand tools. Okay ba? So for measuring, gagamitin din ang hand tools, especially for marking, cutting, and forming. So we use several types of tools. So various types of hand tools are used in sheet metal work as listed on its type and functions. So syempre, hand tools differ for its intended purpose. Okay? So syempre meron tayong measuring tools. Of course, measuring tools are tools used to measure dimensions of an object. For example, the length, the height, and the width of a materials. So for example, initially sa plano or sa pagko-construct ng project, measuring is the first. After layouting, measuring ang sunod. Number 2, marking tools. Then number 3, cutting tools. Number 4, forming tools. And last is joining tools. Okay? So isa-isahin natin. The first one is the measuring tools. Okay, from the word itself, measuring. So it is a tools commonly used in sheet metal shops, used to measure the dimensions of work pieces. So meron tayong iba't ibang uri ng tools that we use for specific materials or components. Okay, the first measuring tools is the what we call steel rule. Ang iba ng tawag sa steel rule? Anong tawag niyo sa steel rule? Simple ang ibang tawag ruler. Pero pagka steel rule, di yung parang L shape. So it is used for measuring layouting small works with accuracy up to 0.5 meter or millimeter. Okay, ito yun. Steel rule o ruler. Okay, so siya ay ruler made of steel. Okay po? Hello? May eskwela pa ba ako?
Wala ba? Opo, sir.
Sumagot naman kayo para naman kaya mag-thumbs up at hindi kayo mahalatang hindi na nakikinig. Okay, number 2 is forming rule. Okay, look at the picture. Okay, look at the picture. So this is used for measuring and laying out larger work pieces, accuracy up to 0.5. So as you can see yung folding rule, okay, from the word itself, folding, nafo-fold yung ruler. Okay. So bakit kaya may folding rules? Okay, share his idea. Why do we need to use folding rule? Sige nga. Mr. Nolger Abu.
Yes po, sir.
Can you explain the function of folding rule? Bakit may folding rule pa?
Siguro po, sir, ginagamit po yan pag may pinagsulukan, sir.
Yes, tama. And then,
Ganun po.
anong gagawin sa pinagsulukan? Gagawa ka ng patayo at pahigang linya. So parang T-square.
Opo.
Okay, thank you, Nolger. Next, we have the circumference rule. Yan. So it is used to find out directly the circumference of a circle. One of the edge is marked with diameters and the values of circumference corresponding to each diameter is marked in either edge. As you can see in the picture, yan yung circumference rule. Pansukat na diameter ng cylinder. Okay po? Okay po. So far, can you follow? Okay. So wait lang, saksak ko lang itong ating charger at mamamatay. May sunog na. Yan. Humina na nga. Okay. Next. May tanong sa circumference rule.
Wala po.
Next, we have the vernier
Sir.
caliper. Okay. Yan yung ating vernier caliper. So, as you can see in the picture, it is used for measuring dimensions. Also, it has corresponding parts. Okay. Kita ba yung arrow ko nagalaw? Okay.
Opo.
Ito ay ginagamit itong to measure depth, lalim. Okay? Ito namang isa, yung nasa taas, it used to measure internal diameter. Okay po, internal, ibig sabihin panloob. And then itong dalawang ito naman, it used to measure outside diameter. Nakuha? Nakuha po?
Opo.
Ito ay outside diameter, ito ay inside diameter, ito ay depth. Ano pag sinabing depth? Lalim. And then dito binabasa yung measurement. Actually, magiging activity natin siya sa hand tools or sa introduction to automotive engineering technology. So, ngayon ay theoretical lang, description lang muna. Okay po, nakuha ang vernier caliper. So, ibig sabihin ang vernier caliper ay may three dimensions na minimeasure: inside diameter, outside diameter, and depth or lalim. Okay pa. Next, we have micrometer. Okay, so this is used to measure the thickness of the metal sheet accurately up to 0.01 mm. Ito lang ang minimeasure niya, yung kapal ng metal. Okay, so meron siyang several parts: angle, spindle, measuring faces, sleeve with vernier graduation. So dito naman binabasa yung reading. Okay po, kita ba yung arrow ko? And then dito nilalagay yung mini-measure. And then ito yung ratchet stop. And then thimble. Okay po, may tanong po sa micrometer. Okay, ang
Wala po,
micrometer is
Wala po.
used
Wala po.
to measure outside diameter lang. Okay pa. Next, we have sheet metal gauge. It is used to measure the thickness of the sheet metal. As you can see, meron siyang various thicknesses. So, from 1 to 30. Okay? So, dito makikita yung kapal. Okay? Dito isisingit yung sheet metal para ma-measure yung kapal. Ito yung sheet metal gauge. From the word itself, it is used to measure the thickness of the sheet. Sheet ha? Kapal ng sheet. Okay po, may tanong sa sheet metal gauge. Okay, thank you for the response. Next, we have marking tools. Okay, from the word itself, it is the tools used to mark an object by putting a line or scribing the surface of a material. So it is used to scribe or mark a line on a metal surface for a variety of purposes. So it is a metal worker's pencil. Kumbaga, siya ay pang mark o pang tanda. Ano? The first one is the scriber. Okay. Ito yun. Sunod, yung tinatawag nating trammel. So, ito yun. Ang trammel are used for drawing large circles and arcs that are beyond the limit of dividers. So, it has two straight, removable legs tapered to a needle point, mounted on a separate holders which slide on steel or wooden bar and held in position by thumb screws. Next, punches. Ito naman yung punches natin. It is used in sheet metal work for marking on sheet locating centers. There are two types of punches. We have the dot punch and prick punch. Next, divider. Dividers are used to draw circles on arcs on sheet metals and to divide lines into two equal parts. Ang dividers, kung tayo nung elementary at high school, parang compass. Okay? Parang compass na ginagamit sa paggawa ng circle at paggawa ng arcs. Okay po? Questions?
Wala po.
Wala na po.
Apo.
Madali lang naman yung yung topic. Kaya for sure wala naman kayo masyadong tanong. The next one is what we call cutting tools. It is used to cut sheet metal as per the pattern drawn and to make holes for rivets. The following types of tools are used. So as you can see,
Sir?
yes po, nawala.
Sir, excuse me po.
Yes po.
Yung sa iba daw po ay nakaload, hindi daw po nila makita yung niloload yung sa screen. Kung pwede daw po pasend ng PDF, di lang nakikita ng mga nakaload yung screen, shared screen.
Okay. Sige, later. I'll be sharing later sa GC. Hindi lang ako makalabas pa. Okay po. And then I'll be sharing naman the recorded video. Later on. Okay, thank you. So, as you can see in the picture, it is a snip. A snip is a hand shear to cut thin sheets of gauge size number 20 or above. Sa Tagalog ay gunting
Panghero.
Tama, very good. Guntingero. So it works like ordinary scissors. So there are several type of snips. So may iba-ibang itsura, may iba-ibang pero basically sa Tagalog ang tawag nila guntingero. So there are several types and sizes of snips available to cut along straight lines or curved lines. So nag-iiba-iba lang yung parang pinaka edge kasi ang iba pang cut ng curved lines and then yung iba pang straight lines. So after cutting tools, we have shear machine. Yan. Okay, meron tayong ganyan sa mechanical shop pero sobrang laki. Ganyan yung niya, yung purpose, shearing machine. So it is a cutting machine used for cutting sheet. So by and by papakita ko naman dun sa sa mechanical shop yung ating shearing machine na gagamitin sa activity. And then bago tayo mag-activity, syempre I will be showing list of the video presentations later on para makita nyo kung paano nyo gagawin yung mga sinasabi natin. Then next we have forming tools. So shaping of the sheet metal such as folding, bending, curling are done by using the following types of forming tools. Una, we have the stakes. Stakes are the sheet metal anvils used for bending, seaming, and forming by using hammer or mallet. So they work as the supporting tools as well as the forming tools. So they are made in different sizes and shapes depending upon the job requirement. Okay, ito yun. Stakes. Ito yung tsura. So, syempre, we also use different types of stakeholder. The stakeholder used in sheet metal shop is a rectangular bench plate. Yan. After stakes, we have hammers. Okay. So, ito na yata yung pinaka-common na tools na alam natin. Hammer. Okay. So, basically, hammer is used for hammering or striking. So, pampukpok sa Tagalog. Kaya nga, diga, mga magulang natin anong ginagawa sa mga tatay pagka pinupukpok, pag martilyo daw kailangan pupukpok. So the sheet metal is shaped by hammering and striking with the mallet. So after keeping the work on suitable force of stake, so the hammer used for sheet metal work are the following. So we have the setting hammer, of course, for setting down the edge while making double seam. We also have the raising hammer for forming curve or hollow shape from flat piece, and the riveting hammer for riveting purpose. So mallets are soft hammers used to give soft blows which will not damage the sheet at the same time will shape them. Okay, so ito yung ating mga hammer. Next, we have joining tools. Okay, so the joining tools, the tools exclusively used for marking finishing joints are the following. So, una muna yung tinatawag nating hand groovers. The hand groovers, as you can see in the picture, yan ang groover, are used to flatten and shape joints made in sheet metal. So, yun yung pang antay. Ayan o, dyan ipinapasok dito. The tool has groove of required width and depth like a die. So, this groover is placed over the joint. So, double hem or lock seam and hammered from the top of it to shape the joint of the groove. Okay po, ito yung groover. Ito pinapasok ko yung sheet metal para magpantay or ma-flatten. Next we have, ito yon, rivet set. Gagamit din kayo nito. Riveter. Okay? So, rivet set is made of tool. At the bottom of the rivet set, there is a deep hole and cup-shaped hole. The deep hole is used to draw a rivet through sheet metal and cup-shaped hole and is used to form the finished head of driver. Another hole on the side of the set is to release the bars that are punched. So dollies are used to back up rivets when it is not possible to support the job on a bench. Ito yung riveter, tapos ito yung rivets. Okay pa? May tanong kayo sa rivet?
Wala po.
Okay, wala. Madali lang naman yan. Ano?
Yes po.
Okay. So, try kong i-attach dito. Then, next. So, soldering iron. Okay, soldering iron consists of a copper block fixed on iron rod with a wooden, as you can see in the picture. So, handle rivet set, and it's made of dolly in various shape and sizes to suit to the use in the figure. Okay, ito yung ating soldering iron. Pero may mga modern looks na ngayon ng soldering iron. Hindi lang ganito. Ano? So, the purpose of the copper block is to act as the heat source for melting, spreading solder. So, the soldering iron is heated using furnace, blower, or electrical resistance. I think yung iba-ibang itsura ng soldering iron. Ano ginagamit natin sa panghina? Okay po? May question? So far,
Wala po sir.
okay, wala. Thank you. Okay, next is brazing. So, ang soldering brazing halos magkakasama yan. Ano? So, when we say brazing, it is similar to soldering, but it gives much stronger joint. The major difference is the use of harder filler material called spelter ang ginagamit. And its melting point is higher than solder, but lower than the metal being joined. In brazing operation, the two metal pieces are to be joined must be cleaned. So, we use flax or borax ang tinatawag to apply it on the joint and heated to a temperature just above the melting point of the spelter. Commonly, ang brazing ginagamit dun sa pag-join ng mga rod dun sa aircon. Aircon rod, yung ano doon, yung mga tubo-tubo. The liquid spelter is distributed between the surfaces of capillary action. So after solidification, it forms strong joint. Next, we have the spot welding or spot. The spot welding is used for joining the sheets by application of heat and pressure at specific location called spots. Ang ibig sabihin ng spot yung ano lang, tick-tick-tick lang. Okay po? In this, the sheet to be joined together are held between two electrodes at required located spots. Normally, a high amperage current and low voltage is passed through electrodes using local heating at that spots. So, the pressure applied on the electrodes squeezes the sheet metal at various locations, thus joining the two sheets together to form a joint. So, ang spot welding, yun yung initial welding na tinatawag. Yung pang tick-tick lang na tinatawag. Okay po? May questions po sa spot welding?
Wala po sir.
Wala po.
Okay, sheet metal operation. Yan. So lumalapit na tayo ng lumalapit, ano. So kaya parang next week kaya nyo na mag activity. So next week sa ating face to face, you need to bring the following materials. Okay? So wait, type natin. Kasi tayo activity na. Ililista nyo ha. Okay, so syempre we need to have the first material. So we have the okay, so ang una ay yung GI sheet. Okay, na GI sheet gauge 20, and then ang kanyang kapal ay 0.8 mm. Yun yung una, ano. And then second, you need to have a round bar 5/16 ang size. Okay, round bar. So yung round bar 5/16, siya ay manipis na bakal. Gagamitin nyo siya as handle ng inyong toolbox, pang handle. And then sunod, drill bits. Itong drill bits, round bar, hati-hati na lang kayo, ano. So pwedeng by group ang drill bits. Ang size 5/32. Okay po. And then blind rivets. Okay, blind rivets, ang size ay 1/8. Okay, blind rivets 1/8. And then yung hinge, dito ay 1.5 inch, kaso siya ay maliit. So instead, siguro ay kung may 2.5, yun ang bibilhin. Yung sunod, kasi yung 1.5 pinakamaliit, ganyan kaliit. So gawin yung ganito kalaki, kasi ang gagawin ninyo ay doble ang size. Okay po, ilista nyo yung mga materials na yun ha. Yung hinge ay 2.5 ha, ay 2.5 or 3, basta yung medyo malaki-laki. Okay, and then ayun, tapos para makamura kayo, yung GI sheet, ang ginagawa ng mga eskwela ko nung last year ay by group, 6 o 5 sa isang group. And then kung may kulang, saka pa sila nabili. Pero lasa ko yung 6 labis na. 6 na, parang 6. Okay po. So 6 sa isang buo. Yung isang yero ay lasa ko ay 400. Eh di kayo tag 60 dun sa GI sheet pa lang. So yan ay dadalhin next week. Kasi next week, ibibigay ko yung plano, ipapaliwanag ko yung plano, paano gagawin, and then ipapakita ko sa inyo yung mga tools, materials, and equipment na gagamitin. So you will start to create your toolbox. Okay? Kasi nandito na tayo sa sheet metal operation. So by and by talagang laboratory na tayo next week. Okay? Yes, Mr. Abu.
Sir, yung activity po natin sa yellow paper, kailan po ang pasa nun at saan po ipapasa?
Yung mga pinost ko sa Google Class, walang magpapasa sa Google Class. Lahat ang pasa nun ay face to face. Nakalagay naman doon in yellow paper. Di ba nakalagay yellow paper? Yes, Mr. Convento.
Paano po sir yung tools, yung mga equipment po, yung mga drill?
Yung mga equipment and tools meron dito. Ang sabi ko nga, limited. Ngayon, pwede kayong magdala ng kailangan nyo, kagaya ng drill, kagaya ng hammer, kagaya ng rivets. Ang riveter talagang magdadala kayo. ay ang rivets kasi yun ay consumable, yun yung i-fix nyo dun sa mga butas. Pwede kayong magdala ng gamit, pwedeng manghiram, pero yung pang-cutting ng buong yero, meron doon. Ipapakita ko sa inyo yung pang-cut, yung equipment, kung paano gamitin. Meron din ditong pang-bend, dito magbe-bend. Okay po. So
Sige po, sige po.
these are the sheet metal operations that you will perform starting next week. So dati ginagawa namin siya for almost 6 to 8 meetings kasi noon ay 4 hours lang kada meeting. So ibig sabihin, we are expecting na magagawa nyo to ng 4 to 5 meetings lang, which is equivalent to 48 hours din. Okay? So, ibig sabihin talagang maghapon, we are expecting na in day 1, tapos kayo sa layouting, measuring, cutting, and bending. In day 2, folding. Okay? And squeezing. And then in third day, assembling na. And then in fourth day, talagang painting and finalization of your output. Kasi mahaba ang inyong oras. And then ang gagawin natin, pag face to face, laboratory. Kapag ka naman online, edi discussion. Okay? Okay, sheet metal operations. So the major types of sheet metal operations are given below. So we have shearing. Okay. Shearing is another term for cutting. Okay, shear, punitin. Di ba ang shear punit? Okay. Tama ba? Correct me if I'm wrong. Next, bending. Okay, so syempre bending. Okay. Yan yung kabarkada mong hindi ka sure Ay, bending pala yung bending pala. Mali, sorry. Okay. Wali. Okay. Okay po, yung sunod, drawing. Yan yung mga planong hindi natutuloy. Drawing. Tama ba? And then, squeezing. Ano yung squeezing? Pinipiga? Hindi. Okay. Okay, so let us discuss one by one. Also, I'll be sharing some video presentations wherein you can review the process involved. You can also review the process involved kasi in my previous handled industrial engineering students, ganito rin yung subject namin, which is bench work, industrial materials, pero same content. Pinagawa ko sila ng video. So I'm thinking na baka paggawin ko rin kayo ng mga videos about this kasi mahaba yung online class natin. So by group siguro paggawain ko kayo ng ganito, pipili kayo ng topic for sheet metal and then gawa kayo ng mga CapCut o kaya ng mga TikToks or short video clips about the topic. Okay? So ang ginawa namin doon ay by group pero ang members 4 lang. By group pero 4 lang. So we limit the number of groups or group members into 4 kasi pag dami kasi ay nawawala ng part yung iba. Para yung isa o dalawa, yung main actors or 3 and then yung isa yung editor. So para lahat may participation. So I give additional insights and activities with regards to sheet metal. Okay, shearing. Okay. Di ba may shearing. Okay. Ano ba yun? Walay. Sorry na, may na talaga ako sa mga ganyan. Ngayon yung mag-joke. Shearing is the process of cutting across a sheet or strip. So the various shearing operations include letter A, cutting off, letter B, parting, letter C, blanking, letter D, punching, letter E, piercing, letter F, slitting, and letter G, trimming. So meron siyang pagkakaiba. Pero ang idea natin lahat, pero parang ang idea lang natin pag sinabi natin shearing ay punit o kaya putol, di ba? So the first one is cutting off. of course, from the word itself, cutting off. Ibig sabihin, pagputol ng part. So it is the operation of shearing the piece from sheet metal with a cut along a single line. Letter B, parting. Ibig sabihin, pagpaparte-parte sa Tagalog. Ano? So this means that the strip is removed between the two pieces to part them. Next, blanking. Ito naman yung operation of cutting the flat shield to the required shape and size using punch and die. Tawag doon, blanking. Ibig sabihin, inulmahan mo, tapos pinoktok mo yung inilabas mo, blanking. So, you use punch and die. Sunod, punching. Hindi yan si Manny Pacquiao ha, punching. So, ang punching is operation of making only circular holes in a sheet metal. Okay? So, meron kang sheet metal, gagawa ka ng bilog, butas na bilog, ang tawag doon, punching. Okay? Iba pa yung drilling. Ano? Kasi we use the word drilling kapag ka naman nagbubutas tayo ng mga bakal. Pero pagka nagbubutas ng sheet metal, ang tawag ay punching. Nakuha nyo? You get the difference?
Yes po.
So, we use specifically the term punching pag sheet metal ang ginagawa ng circular holes. Okay? Okay, pag manipis, punching. Pag makapal yung binubutas, appropriate ay
Drilling po.
Tama, very good. Thank you, Leo. Okay, piercing. Okay. Saan nyo kalimitan na ririnig yung piercing?
Pagbubutas po.
Ng?
Mga
Dila.
tenga, ganun.
Tama. Pagbubutas ng mga tainga, dila, piercing ang tawag. Yun yung, parang tukon naririnig yun, piercing. Tama ba?
Opo.
Yan. Sige, Leo, mimik ka nga at wala akong makausap. Siguro mga tulog na yung mga yan. So, it is the operation of making a hole of any shape in a sheet metal by punch and die. So, sa atin, sa sheet metal, pagka gumagamit ng punch and die, ang tawag ay piercing. Next, slitting. Sa atin ang idea natin pagka-slit, nga yun? Kita nyo sa palda, yung hiwa, di ba? Slit yun. Tama?
Yes po.
Opo.
Okay. So, sa sheet metal,
Pa.
ano pag sinabing slitting? So, it is the operation of cutting the sheet metal in a line along the length. Okay, parang ganun din. So, specific. Trimming. Okay, ano pag sinabing trimming?
Bawas.
Tama, very good. Di ba pag nagpapagupit tayo, ang tawag sa trim, bawas. Di ba? Ibig sabihin,
Yes, sir.
Yes po, yes po.
Ibig sabihin, for example, meron ka ng existing na gupit, patatanggal mo lang yung mga haba. Ang tawag doon, trimming. Okay? Correct me if I'm wrong. Di ba tama?
Tama po.
Ano ba kayo? Kayo yung mga nag-agahan? Ha?
Nakain pa po.
Nakain pa. Okay. Okay, so trimming is the operation of thinning the edges of a part by removing excess metal around it. Okay po? So, ibig sabihin, yung tinatanggal yung mga labis-labis na bakal sa ligid. Ang tawag doon, trimming. Okay? Questions?
Wala naman po, sir.
Wala po, sir.
Madali lang naman siya, So, yun yung part
Wala
ng
po.
shearing. So, meron tayong 7 uri ng shearing. Shearing. Dati uso yung kantang yun. Next, we have bending. Nakilala ba kayong bending? Bender. Dumarami daw ang bending, Okay, pag sinabi nating bending, ano ibig sabihin nun? Si Carlos Yulo ba yun?
Yung
Bending?
pagbabali.
Parang pag
Ano pag bending?
tope.
Sagliliko po.
Tama, nililiko. Tama, ano? Pero hindi binabali. Okay? Nililiko lang. So, bakit natin nililiko ang tuwid? Sige nga. Bakit natin nililiko ang tuwid?
Para ho ma-shape.
Okay, tama. Very good. Tama, Mr. Ramian. We bend materials or sheet metals to form on its desired shape. For example, we want it to make a hinge. Gusto natin siya maging hinge. Ano pa? Gusto natin siyang gawing handle. Ano pa? Bakit ba tayo nagbe-bending? Gipit? Hindi kasi. Gipit ba kaya nagbe-bending? Pinapatawa ko lang kayo mga baka natutulog na agad kayo agang-aga pa. Okay, so bending. Ay, naka-record pala tayo, sorry. So it is the folding operation by using suitable tools. So it may be done over stakes. The common forms of bending the sheet metal is meron tayong tinatawag na single bend and double bend. Okay? So by makikita naman natin sa plano if what kind of bend you must do on your project. Sunod, yung tinatawag nating drawing. Ito yung mga puro plano, hindi naman natutuloy. Drawing, ano? Joke lang. Hindi. Kumbaga, pag sinabing drawing, sketch, layout, plans, designing, So when we say drawing, it is the process of producing thin-walled hollow or vessel-shaped parts from the sheet metal. Again, this process can be divided into two processes. So ito yung tinutukoy na drawing ng sheet metal, hindi yung ating sinasabing mga planong hindi natuloy, tsaka yung mga drawing, layouting, hindi yan, Pero synonymously, kinokonek ko lang kung ano yung drawing. Pero sa atin sa sheet metal, pag sinabing drawing, it is deep drawing and shallow drawing. So pag sinabing deep drawing, the height of the component is greater than diameter of the wheel. Ito yun. Letter A. In shallow drawing, the height of the component is less than the diameter of the wheel. Okay pa. Nakuha?
Yes po.
Ang pinagkaiba, kapag deep drawing, yung height ng component, ito, is greater than diameter or width. In shallow drawing, the height of the component is less than diameter of the width. Ito yung example. Next is squeezing. So it is quick and widely used method. The operation involves severe cold deformation and it requires a greater amount of pressure to deform the metal at cold state. So the most commonly squeezing operations are ito. We have sizing, pinaliliit, coining, hubbing, and riveting. Una, sizing. Okay, from the word itself, sizing, size. So this operation is used for surfacing or flattening. A special die is needed for every job. Number 2, coining. This is the process of making impressions of tracing of images by a plastic flow by using a punch and die. Okay. So bago pala tayo lumaot, pakita ko muna pala yung mga tools kasi ito palang mga tools na to, merong presentation na ginawa ang IE. Para may idea tayo yung mga tools na ginagamit itong mga to. Scriber, meron din silang presentation. Para naman hindi masayang yung kanilang mga mga ginawang output last year. I'll be sharing itong mga tools na ito. Tools. Okay? So, wait lang. Pakita ko sa inyo yung mga tools. ito, kompleto ito, ano. So, kompleto yung output ng mga IE ko nung last year. So, from hammers to screwdriver, shears, chisel, drill files, hacksaw, layout tools, pliers, wrenches, okay, bench work, drills, drilling, hacksaw. Ayan, nandito yun, ano. So, I'll be playing the presentation, and then by and by, pwede kayong mag-jot down as a reference, and then, yun. Okay. So, let us play.
Charlie's Angels. Hello everyone! Today we will learn more about hammers. Do you know what is a hammer is? A hammer looks like this. It is a striking tool with a weighted head and a handle. Again, what tool is a striking tool with a weighted head and a handle? A hammer! Correct! Did you know that hammer is nearly used in every operation related to metal work? Amazing! They are made of cast steel and carbon steel. What are hammers made of? Cast steel and carbon steel. Very good! Hammers has three classifications: the hard hammer, the soft hammer, and soft face hammer. Can you repeat after me? Hard hammer, soft hammer, and soft face hammer. Wow, you're so great! But hammers are dangerous tools, which is why we should follow the safety procedures. First, the handle of the hammer should be dry and not greasy. Second, the handle of the hammer should be smooth. Yes, smooth. Third, the face of the hammer should not be spotted. If it is, then we should smooth it by grinding it. Lastly, we should hold the hammer closer to its daily end. Did you get it, guys? Yes! Good job! You should always remember that safety should always come first. And we're done now knowing what a hammer is, its classification, and how to use it safely. Well done, everyone! Let's give ourselves 5 claps! Very good!
Hello everyone, I am Jeline Ambika Ramay, and today I am going to discuss with you the different kinds of hammer. There are many types of hammer, but I will only discuss with you the commonly used types of hammer. First is the ballpeen hammer. The ballpeen hammer is very useful for many tasks such as striking punches and chisels. The pinning paste is also useful for rounding off edges of metal pins and fasteners such as rivets. Second is the straight pin hammer. This hammer can be used in metalwork, stonework, blacksmithing, and woodworking. This hammer is also a hammer that is parallel to its handle. Third is the claw hammer. This hammer is primarily used in carpentry for driving nails into or for pulling them through. Historically, a claw hammer has been associated with woodworking, but it can also be used now in general applications. Fourth and the last type of hammer is the sledgehammer. This hammer is used for heavy work such as for demolition and for breaking through drywall. And that's all for the different kinds of hammers. Thank you!
Hi everyone, my name is Jana P. Arayan. So on our next topic is all about the parts of a hammer. Hammer's head comprises several components including the face, neck, pin, cheek, eye hole, ball, and wedge. So each serving a specific purposes. The first one is the face. This is the primary striking surface used on a workpiece. The second one is the neck. It is the slightly curved area near the face. The third one is the pin. It is the opposite side of the face and primarily used for bending or shaping. The fourth one is the cheek. It is the middle portion of the hammer head. The fifth one is the eye hole. So this is the crucial part that connects the head to the handle. And the sixth one is the pawl. It is the straight section beneath the face. The seventh one is the wedge. It is used to secure and tighten the handle within the eye hole. So, and the last one is the hammer handle. It is a predominantly crafted from wood to provide a gentle springiness and withstand vibrations. That's all for the parts of a hammer. Bye!
A hammer is a striking tool, E-I-E-I-O. It consists of a handle and weighted head, E-I-E-I-O. Made up of cast and carbon steel, used for construction, carpentry, and metalworking. Hammer is a striking tool, E-I-E-I-O. A hammer tool have 5 types, E-I-E-I-O. Ball pin, straight, cross, flows, ledges, E-I-E-I-O. Each type of them serves specific purposes, but the basic principle remains the same. It is to deliver a striking force to an object. Ballpin is a common form, E-I-E-I-O. Straight pin used for spreading metal, E-I-E-I-O. Crosspin is for swagging, riveting, claw for driving and pulling, nails is ledges is for heavy work, E-I-E-I-O. The handle should be dry, E-I-E-I-O. Not greasy and it should be smooth, E-I-E-I-O. The face of a hammer should not be spotted. If so, then make it smooth by grinding and hold it nearer to its tail, E-I-E-I-O. This is all about the hammer, E-I-E-I-O, the end.
Thank you for listening.
Okay po. So, that is hammer. Okay po. Okay, nanood ba kayo?
Apa.
Okay,
Yes po.
sige.
Yes, sir.
I'll be calling one to describe kung ano yung napanood. Pag walang nasabi, ay di sa recitation ay 0. 0-10 lang tayo ha, 0-10. Okay, I'll be calling Ha and Zyron. Ha and Zyron. Wala, Zyron. Absent ba?
Sir.
Ayun, Zyron. Can you describe what you have watched or give some details? Hindi ka nanood ano? Zyron.
Nanood, sir. Kasi ko konti na po.
Anong meron?
Ano po, dun sa hammer.
Ah,
Dinescribe po dun yung iba't ibang uri ng hammer.
okay. Ilang hammer daw yung dinescribe?
Madami po. Hindi ko lang po nabilang.
Sige. At hindi nakinig ng ayos. Okay, next, Bautista Leo.
Ano po?
Paki-describe yung napanood.
Abot po sa iba't ibang uri ng hammer.
Okay, sige, paliwanag mo yung tandaan mong hammer.
Yung sa Aklo hammer po
Yes.
is ano? Is a hammer primarily used in carpenter for driving nails into a or pulling them from wood. Yun lang po, sir.
Sige, thank you. Next, Delgado Clark. Delgado, wala. Si Clark, nandyan, hindi na imi. Halatang naka-join lang. O sige, wala, di zero. Solis Marjeline. Solis.
Sir, ayos po ba ang audio ko?
Yes, you're audible.
Ang na-discuss po dun is yung, ano nga tawag dun? Yung hazard po and how to use the hammer po, na the base should be not spotted po and also not greasy and should be smooth po. It also tackled about the 8 parts of hammer po, which is the face, neck, cheek, wedge, and handle po. Sir, hindi ko na po maintindihan ibang kasulat. Yun lang po. Thank you
Okay,
po.
sige, thank you. Next, Castillo Angelo. Castillo.
Ano po, sir? Yung parts din po ng hammer, saka po yung function po nila.
Okay, sige. Can you cite some functions?
Like po dun sa sa ballpeen sa claw hammer. This for construction po yun. Like pantanggal po ng mga pako ganun.
Okay. Next, Jodil Balahibo. Mr. Balahibo, nandiyan ka?
Opo.
Okay. Ilan daw hammer na na-discuss doon sa presentation?
Ang naano ko lang po ay yung claw hammer, soft hammer, at saka po yung gamit po sa pang construction.
Okay. Next, Abu Nolger. Mr. Abu. Abu.
Yes po, sir. Yes po, sir.
Okay, ano yung napanood nyo? 7 minutes
Sir.
yun?
Sir, hindi po ako nakapanood. Hindi po nalabas sa akin yung katulad po nung sinasabi kanina ni King Lontok.
Bakit?
Tingnan niyo po, sir. Screenshot ko po. Hindi po nalabas sa akin yung pinapresent nyo.
Pero may
Sir,
sound.
siguro po mahina ang data, kaya ganun po.
Okay. Sige, I'll be sharing the link na lang para mapanood nyo. Ano?
Sir, sa akin din.
Opo, sir.
Siguro I'll be sharing the link sa Messenger. Kasi may mga sunod
Sir, ganun din sir ang akin.
may mga sunod pa tayong video presentation eh. Okay, siguro unahin ko yung reference. And then share ko na rin yung mga links. Wait lang wag muna kayo mag-type. Okay, yun yung una, hammer. Sunod, we proceed with the next video, which is the screwdriver. Okay, so let's go with the screwdriver. So I'm expecting na makikinig kayo dahil as you can see, talagang nagtatawag ako ng isa-isa. Pagka walang nasasagot, talagang zero. Ano, kasi required kayo na may recitation. No? So you must participate, you must watch, kasi kung hindi ay pag nagtawag ako at wala kayo, ay di kayo zero ng zero. Ano? So gusto ko ay nanonood.
One of the most valuable tools in your toolbox is the trusty screwdriver. There are a lot of types of screwdrivers, but in this video, we are going to focus on four components: the flathead, the lips, the ratchet, and the offset screwdriver. First on the list is the flathead screwdriver. This screwdriver is considered to be the standard.
Sa video.
Putol-putol din po sa akin.
Nag-ano siya? Nag-chat-chat.
Putol-putol din po sa akin, sir. Kaya na po kasi signal ko.
I-replay natin.
One of the most valuable tools in your toolbox is the trusty screwdriver. There are a lot of types of screwdrivers, but in this video, we are going to focus on four components: the flathead,
Ano po? Wala mo, Diyos.
the ratchet, and the offset screwdriver.
Wala pong
Putol-putol pa rin po.
Sige, i-dub na lang natin. Ano? So as you can see in the video, she is discussing yung 4 types of screwdrivers. So we have the Phillips screwdriver, we have the flat screwdriver, we have the Torx screwdriver. Okay? Idadub ko na lang.
First on the list is the flathead screwdriver.
Flat screwdriver.
This screwdriver is considered to be the standard screwdriver. It is used for most general work and comes in a variety of sizes. The blade must have sharp corners and fit the slot it screws closely.
The Phillips type screwdriver is made with a specially shaped blade to fit the Phillips type cross-lock screw. The head of the screws have 2 slots that cross in the center.
We have the offset screwdriver. This particular type makes work possible in tight corner where the straight type will not enter. It has one blade punched in line with the shaft and other blade at right angle to the shaft.
Lastly, we have the ratchet screwdriver. The ratchet screwdriver is used to remove or drive small screws rapidly. A ratchet screwdriver has a mechanism that permits the tool to apply turning force only in one direction, while moving freely in the opposite, so it can be set to drive or remove screws, without having to move the bit in and out of the screw head at the end of each turn.
Thank you for joining us as we explore the world of screwdriver.
We hope you find this video as helpful and informative.
Happy fixing! Bye-bye!
Okay po. So, screwdriver. Sige, Abu Nolger. Mr. Abu,
Yes po, sir.
can you cite some insights based dun sa video presentation?
Diniscuss po dun yung iba't iba pong klase po ng screwdriver. Meron pong flatten, meron pong Phillips, meron pong Ano po yun? 4 po yun.
Okay.
Hindi ko na po matanda ng iba.
Okay, sige. Thank you. Next, magpantay Rainier. Magpantay.
Eh, sir, tinakal po
Size.
dun yung flathead screwdriver. Ito po yung straight blade that fits into a single slot in the screw head.
Okay, thank you. Next, Jedrick Jonko. Jedrick Jonko.
Ano po sir, yung Phillips screwdriver po.
Okay.
Para para ginagamit po siya sa may yung sa screw pong parang may pa-cross po.
Okay, sige. Thank you. Okay, so we proceed with the next. The next one is shears. Okay. I'll be calling ulit later on.
Maraming iba't ibang klase ng hand tools na ginagamit sa benchwork at isa na roon ang shears and snips. Meron itong 3 main parts, ang bolt, blade, and handle. Narito si Mariel upang mas maunawaan natin ang iba't ibang gamit ng shears and snips. Mariel?
Narito ako ngayon sa Batangas State University upang makapanayam ang ilang mga industrial engineering students para mas malaman natin kung paano gamitin ang bawat isang tool. Magandang araw, maaari mo bang sabihin sa amin kung ano ang snips na hawak mo ngayon?
Here we have the straight snips. Merong itong flat and straight na blades on its inside surfaces. Ito ang madalas namin gamitin na klase ng snips kapag kami ay nagawa sa shop. We have here the Trojan snips na tinatawag din combination snips dahil maaari itong magamit for straight and curve cutting. Dahil sapat lamang ang liit nito to permit sharp turns at mag-cut outside and inside curves.
Ang sunod na klase naman ng snips ay ang hawksbill snips na makikita natin ay parang kuha ng ibon ang itsura ng kanyang blade. Ginagamit naman ito para mag-cut inside and outside circles na may smaller line. Possible ito dahil sa narrow curved blades that allows sharp turns na hindi nabebend ang material.
Next, we have the scroll pivotal snips and circular snips. Pareho silang maaaring gamitin para sa mga curves. Ngunit mahirap gamitan ng circular snips kapag maliit ang curves. Hindi tulad ng scroll pivotal dahil ang mga blade nito ay naka-right angles.
At ang pinakahuli sa lahat ay ang bolt cutter o bolt cutter. Ginagamit naman ito to cut chains,
padlocks, bolts at wire mesh.
Ayon sa ating naging interview, nalaman natin na ang straight snips ay snips na madalas gamitin. Ang scroll pivoter at circular snips ay ginagamit naman sa curves, samantalang ang hawksbill snips naman ay parang tuka ang blade. Ang Trojan snips ay tinatawag rin na combination snips at ang pinakahuli ay ang bolt cutter. Ako si Mariel at yan ang kwentong Dapat Alam Mo!
Okay. So, can I call Jamila Altea? Altea? Okay, can you describe what you have watched?
Ano din po dun yung parts po ng snips, which is the bolt, the blades, and the handle po.
Okay. Next, Villanueva Mary Jasmine.
Yung din po kay Althea, diniscribe din po yung health woman. Saka po, meron din po yung hawk, yung slip po, yung parang katapo yung dulo. Tapos, cut yung slip metal, wire and powder po, and nakinig po sa natin.
Okay. Next, we have the Lupac heart issue.
May 6 various types po ng snips na binanggit po sa video, which is straight snips, Trojan snips, hawksbill snips, scroll pivoter snips, circular snips, tsaka bolt cutter po.
Okay, thank you very much. So, I think we will be having a break muna. And then, resume tayo ng 10:20 ulit. So, stop.